Good evening, a warm welcome to Knowsley Road St Helens for this evening's what's going to be a four-pointer in round 17 of Super League 3. Fourth place Saints entertain fifth place Bradford, both on equal points. Saints with a superior points advantage. The Bradford side first out on the pitch, just waiting for the Saints to obviously take the arena. The Bradford side, Spruce at full-back, Scales, Callan, Bradley and Vicona the three-quarters. Paul and Deacon, the half-back pairing, with Harmon, Lowes and Rihanna in the front row, Knox, Forshaw and Steve McNamara at the back, with on the bench Doniger, Fielden, McDermott and Crowthers. The referee is Stuart Cummins from Widnes. The two Super League champions of the past 2 years here meet, and both sides need the 2 points. You with Micron Video, thanks for joining us. We're bringing you all the action. My name's Ron Hoof. Sit back and enjoy the big match, and it's going to be a big match, isn't it? The Saints now out on the pitch. They're led out by matchday mascots. Lee Meadows, 7 years of age. He attends St Mary's and St Thomas's School. His hobbies are swimming, computer games and watching the Saints. His favourite players Andy Haig and Adam Melia, 6 years old is Adam. He attends Merton Bank School and his hobbies are rugby. He likes playing football, fishing, golf and watching the Saints, and his favourite players are Chris Joynt, Anthony Sullivan and Kieran Cunningham. So it's great for these youngsters. Saints side for this evening: Paul Aitchison, two Smiths, Newlove, Sullivan, Tommy Martin and Sean Long make up the three-quarters with Apollo Padalini, Kieran Cunningham, Julian O'Neill in the front row. Paul Davidson, Chris Joynt, Paul Davidson and Paul Sculthorpe the back three. On the bench, Brett Goldspink, I'll try that again, Brett Goldspink, Tony Stewart, Paul Anderson and Scott Barrow.
1 minute silence in respect for Lady Pilkington, our past president, recently deceased. And a
minute's silence now in remembrance of Lady Mavis Pilkington, who passed away recently.
A terrible and cruel tragedy over the weekend. May God be with them in their hour of need.
Get a full minute silence in our oval ball game, unlike the round ball code. But we're ready to get underway. A super display by the Saints at Warrington last Sunday. Sean Long, 24 points to his credit, 8 goals, 2 tries. Not bad, half out of the 48 total. Bradford last weekend, they beat Hull at home, 38-18. Hull have beaten Castleford today. The top three have won over the weekend: Wigan, Leeds and Bradford. Wigan, Leeds and Halifax, I should say. Well, Saints, so they have the ball. The Bradford man forced into touch. Well, Saints come up with the ball. Davidson has it. And Temper's getting a little frayed early on. This is going to be a hell of a game. There's no danger about this. Super kick-off by the Saints. Bradford knocked it back. The player was nearly forced into touch. Davidson came up with the ball. And then there was a little bit of argy-bargy, but the initial knock into touch by the Bradford side will give Saints possession. They move it quickly across the face of the post. Newlove up the middle. Bradford defence going to be tested. Sean Long moves it right. Julian O'Neill within 5 metres of the line. Not a minute yet gone on the clock, but it's Saints doing all the pressing. Bradford move up quickly. Saints move it over to the right. Sculthorpe. Damien Smith with him. Cunningham there attacked in half. Once again it comes across the face of the post, dragging the Bradford side from one side to the other. Joynt! Support from Aitchison. Good tackle by Vicona. Took him well. James Lowe's in there as well, but it's Saints. Bury in the attack. The Bradford defence has held up firm. Apollo Padalini to Cunningham. Is he over? The referee's going to go to the big screen. Obviously the game being filmed on Sky, but my word, the pressure there by the Saints after that Bradford error right from the kick-off. We've just had 1 minute and 30 seconds gone, and my word, it's been frenetic, hasn't it? It looked as though it was Cunningham that got a short a pass there. Well, the crowd like it on the big screen. As I said, we're not privy to the big screen from our view, but the crowd like it. Referee Cummins has asked for the adjudication from the video ref, and he'll be waiting to get that message relayed through his earpiece. So we're still waiting, and this obviously time will be added on. But what a game it's going to be this evening. Both sides need to win. It's essential that they get points. London have lost over the weekend. Sheffield have been beaten by the Pie Eaters today, and therefore it's essential that these two teams try to climb up. Well, it's there. It's given. The try's given. I think it was Cunningham. But it was Apollo Perolini that went through there and held the ball up. Some great pressure by the Saints. Just waiting for the PA, see if they'll give us... Yeah, Kieran Cunningham, I thought it was. You know Cunningham, he's a great player. He always follows the man with the ball. And Apollo Perolini was stood up there like a colossus. And Cunningham unloaded to him. Great try, courtesy of the video referee. The best possible start the Saints could have had. A minute and a half gone, Cunningham over for the try. Sean Long will put this one over, and Saints with a 6-0 lead. Super start by the Saints, just what they needed. Quite a decent evening here at St Helens. Quite bright, but rain had been forecast for late in the evening, but anything can happen. Better than we had at Todsall earlier on in the year. It absolutely lashed it down. Once again, the Saints put the ball high. Stuart Spruce has to take it. Sculthorpe in with a tackle. That ball wasn't played correctly in my impartial opinion. And unfortunately, the Bradford commentator Mick McGowan, I've not seen him today. Unfortunately, he's not joining me tonight for this evening's game. He's usually about somewhere, but I'll go solo. James Lowes. Bradford 10 metres short of the halfway line. The kick downfield, well in on the full. Another mistake by Bradford. Sean McRae will have his side G'd up. And another error by Bradford, an uncharacteristic error. As you probably know, Sean McRae's contract hasn't been renewed after the end of this season. Come on, you Saints, is the cry. A tremendous crowd. Well, compared of late in this Nosey Road arena. Quite a healthy following from Bradford. As I said, Sean McRae's contract not been renewed at the end of the season. And Matthew Elliott, his job will be on the line. There has been talk about Malcolm Reilly coming and other various names bandied about. So you don't keep the good work up. And I'm afraid you've always got to look over your back. Once again, Chris Joint, Saints captain, has to take the tackle. McNamara, the man in there. Once again, Saints moving to the right. Tommy Martin puts it high. A tester there for Scales. Damien Smith was there. Chris Smith was there. Saints penalised and Bradford with the penalty. So McNamara finds touch on the main stand side here at Nosey Road. 6-0 the score. 5 minutes gone. Neil Harmon, local lad, St Helens lad, Neil Harmon, plied most of his trade down the road at Warrington. Had a spell, well, he had a spell in France, didn't he? And then was at the Huddersfield Giants, just snapped up by the Bradford Bulls. And the Huddersfield Giants propping the league up. And Bobby Golding, the ex-Saint, has gone to Huddersfield Giants. As Bradford move it over to the right. Callan to by corner. Escaped the tackle, just inches short there of the 10-metre line. Now Bradford again, they try to drag Saints across. Quick handling, the tackling's got to be hard, firm and fair. Saints are going to be pegged for offside. Sculthorpe and Davidson were in at the tackle. And Stuart Cummins. Gives Bradford the penalty. McNamara will have a go for the 2 points. Right in front of the sticks, offside were the Saints as Bradford moved quickly, moved it over from the right, trying to move it over to the left. Sculthorpe and Davidson were in, but referee Cummins said the Saints were offside. And McNamara, you wouldn't bet against him kicking this, would you? Strikes it well. There he goes. Touch judges raise the flags. Bradford on the board. Saints 6, Bradford 2. Quite a few changes in the Bradford side, obviously positional changes. Nathan McAvoy out injured, Graham Bradley into the centre, he was at standoff last weekend. Robbie Paul to standoff, young Paul Deacon in at scrum half. And Bradford to restart. Sean Long to Apollo Perolini. James Law's in there, along with Rihanna. Bradford move up quickly. Well, referee Cummins not winning favour with the Saints faithful. As long as he's fair, well, second bite of the cherry there as Tommy Martin wanted to get up. And Bradford pegged for a penalty. Saints fine touch, 30 metres from the Bradford line. Main stand side here. Julian O'Neill, Forshaw brings him down. Graham Bradley, the Penguin, over the top. Paul Davidson doubts about his fitness for today's game, as was Apollo Perolini. I believe he's still suffering with a groin problem, Perolini, but you can't get the big man off, can you? Once again, Saints press. Chris Joint up to Cunningham. He turns it back. Damien Smith has it. Stuart Spruce gives him a wrestle to the ground. Long turns it inside, and oh, that was a big hit there on Perolini. That was a Sister Duffy pass there from Sean Long to Perolini. The big man gets up, shakes it off and gets back in the line. Bradford have the possession. Certainly has the makings of a great contest here, a bruising contest. 8 minutes gone, or just over 8 minutes gone, 6-2 the score. Don't forget, you're with Mike Ron bringing you all the action. Cunningham and Davidson effect the tackle on Harmon. Now it's Rihanna, he turns it back, lovely offload to Robbie Paul. O'Neill in at the tackle, Laws at dummy half. Okay. Floated kick for the corner, Sullivan gets it. It goes back to Newlove. Sullivan just couldn't hold it, but Newlove was in a very good position. Down to Aitchison. He's trying to clear the line as Aitchison gets through 2, 3, 3, and Aitchison strides off, feeds it inside to Sullivan. He puts it to Sean Long. It certainly looked suspicious, that pass, but Saints get away with it. And that's good yardage, that's 40 metres there. Cleared by the Saints. Good run by Aitchison. Bradford all offside in front of referee Cummins, but he doesn't peg them back. He's trying to bring them back now a good 10-15 metres, and they're still all offside in front of him. O'Neill drives up. Julian O'Neill looking for support. There it is. Chris Joint over to the left now. Lovely bouncing ball to Newlove. Newlove, the ex-Bradford player, puts it back inside, but it's Knox that comes up with it, and Long completes the tackle. Some exciting rugby by the Saints, but the referee, well, what's he doing? He's penalised Bradford. James Laws, is he been penalised for pulling back? Oh, he's given a scrum. I thought he'd given Saints, well, he's given Saints feed. Once again, the Saints driving. The big man, Newlove. Oh, he's waltzing through him. So Laws puts a right in. Deary me. Tyson would have been proud of that one, wouldn't he? He didn't outsock it to him. Julian O'Neill within a yard of the line. Cunningham a dummy half. It's all Saints, and they need the point. Perolini turns it back to O'Neill, and the Saints in again. Oh, they are super stuff. I think it's Cunningham again. Oh, super stuff by the Saints. Great try. Another try from the Saints. 2 tries within the space of 10-11 minutes. £10 points to 2. Yeah, Kieran Cunningham, a brace for him. Super try by the hooker. He's 6th of the season now. Good ball playing by the Saints. They brought that ball up there. Obviously the scrum was packed down, and with the Saints feed, and they capitalised on it, didn't they? They drove the ball up. O'Neill, Perolini, Cunningham there on hand again. Super stuff. 10 points to 2, and it's going to be 12, isn't it? Sean Long will pop this one over. Short range kick from Long, just about my distance. 12-2 the score it's going to be. And Bradford, have they got the answer? They had a good win at home last week to Hull, 38-18. And Bradford next week, Saints are away at Hull next week. They've had a good win today against Castleford. Bradford next week, and that's another 4-pointer for Bradford. 3rd place Halifax. And Bradford, well, they're going to be still in 5th if it's anything to do with our lads on there today. And that's going to be a hell of a clash. Sean Long pops it over, 12 points to 2. And Saints are going to kick off and restart the game. And they've certainly got the bit between the teeth, haven't they? Saints, they're still looking to put 3 consecutive Super League wins together. They've only managed 2 on the trot. We've come close, but obviously 3, it just doesn't seem right for a team like Saints. A lovely floated ball, but it's gone out on the full. Unlucky there, trying to test the Bradford defence again, but plan B didn't go to plan this time. Another thing we've got to contend with, as I said, the game's on Sky, and Steve-O tipped us midweek. Tipped the Saints. That's the kiss of death, isn't it? But he'll be chuffed, won't he? If our Saints will be chuffed, especially if Saints do the business. Yeah, 3 wins on the trot. Saints are looking for, as I said. Last 2 games, Huddersfield at home, 68-18. Warrington away, 48-18. Super display. But it's Bradford that have the possession. 2 points to the credit, courtesy of McNamara's boot. It's Forshaw that has the possession. Perolini and O'Neill. Laws again, operating at the dummy half position. Oh, good running here. Spruce links up well, and he's broke through. Joint has him. Spruce within 5 metres of the line. Bradford are charging. Saints defence going to be tested. Laws at dummy half, moves it over to the right. Miss move there to Callan, I think it is. Vicona at dummy half, it was Callan. Oh, that's a poor ball, but McNamara scoops it through. It's come back to Bradford. Is that a try? The referee's not happy with it. Obviously in the lead up, we don't know whether there was an infringement in the lead up, but Vicona has gone over for the try. That's if it's adjudged as a try. Just in our vision there, we can just see a part of the big screen. Whether we'll be able to make out any of the action. Well, the ball was kicked. McNamara dribbled it through. It touched the Saints player. It must have came back. And then the Bradford player scooped it up and went over. That was Vicona. So whether there was any other infringement, I don't know. It's been handed up by Stuart Cummings to the video ref. Obviously, as I said, it's going to be a 4-pointer. Bradford need the points just as much as the Saints. Oh, he's pointed to it there. Obviously, the video referee's given it, and it's a try to by corner. 15 minutes gone. And by corner goes in for the Bulls' first try. He's certainly been doing the business since he came from Hull. He was snapped up by Bradford, and the public at Hull certainly went bananas, didn't they? In the end, they signed Alan Hunt, Steve Prescott, Simon Booth from St Helens. They have got a good side on the day, and Saints will have to beware of them next week. A very intimidating place, the Boulevard. McNamara, an ex-Hull player, and our own Dean Busby that came here. Obviously, he's back on loan at the Boulevard, so he'll be wanting to do well against the Saints next week, provided he can play against them. I don't know whether there's a certain proviso that he can't. But McNamara slots it between the uprights. Game on. Saints 12, Bradford 8. So just a bit of fortune there favouring the Bulls as it bounced back, but that's what you do. You put pressure on the opposition, and little low trajectory kicks like that proving costly. Saints couldn't weather the storm. Bradford came up with a try. We know the old pie eaters did that to us in Swansea, didn't they? 3 times he grubbed through, he faddled, and 3 times the Warriors came up with tries. Obviously all tactics. These 2 coaches, 2 Australian coaches, Sean McRae, Matthew Elliott. Paul Davidson, the big rangy forward, driving it up to the halfway line. Kick upfield, the chase is on, Sullivan, and by corner, oh, Sullivan nearly there. My word, Spruce just tidies up. Sullivan just beaten by the bounce. And good tackling by Newlove and Joint, and Sullivan there pats them on the back. Could have gone anywhere. We know the old rugby ball can bounce anywhere, but well taken there by Spruce in the end, and then Joint and company came in, Joint and Newlove came in and clattered him. Pressure on the Bulls, they've got to drop out from between the sticks. Saints with probably, well, obviously two youngsters on the bench there in Tony Stewart and Scott Barrow, and with injuries and from the squad, you know, Golding gone, Busby gone, Batautier out suspended for a week, Haig injured, Pickavance injured, Hammond injured, Joey Hayes, Andy Leatham, so Saints probably down to the bare minimum just at present. They're throwing the ball about. Sculthorpe, head down, well, Bradley throws one in for good measure there. He'll whisper in his ear. O'Neill, Julian O'Neill for the Saints. Oh, looking strong, had the ball knocked out of his hand, and then Spruce came up and he knocked it forward as well. I think it'll be a scrum down, head and feet to the Bulls. It is. He's adjudging that Julian O'Neill knocked the ball forward. It certainly looked as though there could have been a hand in. We couldn't see from our angle. And you wouldn't expect me to say anything else, would you, if Saints had lost the possession. Deacon, he feeds it. Saints got to contain the Bulls there, 20 metres from their own line. Now they put pressure on, move it over to the left. Jeremy Donegan on. Martin clatters him after Perolini had completed the tackle. Stuart Fielding on as well, so 2 early substitutions by Matthew Elliott. And the Bulls move it to the right to Vicorner's wing. He comes inside, and you've got to get hold of this man. He certainly is a flyer. McNamara at dummy half. The Bulls are on a roll. Laws at dummy half. Well, that certainly looked a hint forward to McNamara. The referee getting an indication. Is it? Oh, it must have been on the 6th tackle. It was on the power play. And the man was tackled. Bradford all offside, and the referee is just not pegging him back. Sullivan impeded there in his efforts to play the ball. The referee says play on, and Newlove's away up to the halfway line. The game just getting a little scrappy. Long. Perellini has the ball, brought down just short of halfway. Davidson inside to Sculthorpe, he can't take it. Aitchison wrapped it up, but knock-on going to be ruled. Looks as though it had just gone through Sculthorpe's hands, but the referee said it was knocked forward. Scrum down, right on the halfway line. Well, the Stuart Cummins was making sure that Sculthorpe was packed in, but McNamara didn't have his head in. Deacon plays it. The Bulls have possession. They move it over to the left. Oh, Bradley lucky there. He just, well, it went forward and then bounced back, didn't it? And Chris Smith just getting one in on Bradley there just for good measure. I mean, if he can give it, he can take it as well, can't he? Bradford pressing, trailing by 4, 12-8 the score. 21 minutes of the game gone. Got a couple of stoppages for the video ref's intervention. Doniger, well, he's took a crack there. Gets up very gingerly. Lowe scampers away from the active half. Robbie Paul had the possession. The pass certainly did look a little suspicious. The crowd crying for it. The last one of the sequence. And Newlove, can he get away? Newlove breaks through, in and out, and he's driving, he's looking for support. There's Sullivan, the Welsh flyer comes inside, oh, he's got through two. Finally brought down by Scales, a great tackle by Scales. But Saints are on a roll, they move it upfield. Sean Long, the missed pass there. Taken on the far side by Chris Smith, and Chris Smith breaks through, he's still touching the leg, it's inside to Sculthorpe. He's a width of a midge away from the line there, is Sculthorpe. And Saints again moving to the left, Sean Long, Aitchison, lovely inside ball to Martin, super try, full length of the field job there. Tommy Martin touches down, 22 minutes gone. Saints extend the lead to 16 points to 8. Super try by the Saints. They're all coming down at the opposite end. When the ball was fielded by Newlove, he broke through, and Newlove had support from Sullivan. Sullivan took up the run-in, then it came up again, and lovely play there over on the far side, back inside, and Tommy Martin took the ball. Super ball, finally to Martin. Saints 16, Bradford 8. What a game, certainly, my word, the voice is going already. We've only done a quarter of the game, end-to-end action. But we know that's what the Saints can do. They know they can throw the ball about. And they certainly did it then, didn't they? Sean Long, left-footed kicker. $40 goals to his name before today. He's already popped 2 over. And there's the third. 18-8. And the Saints strike their super try. A superb team effort. 90-odd metres there, and that's one out of the top drawer, isn't it? Finished off by Tommy Martin, and it couldn't happen to a better chap, Tommy Martin. His 5th try of the campaign. Saints restart, put it low this time. Spruce flicks it up to Scales. That was a good cover tackle by Scales on Sullivan as he came through off Newlove's pass, but then the ball went midfield and greatly finished off in the end. The Bulls are running. Knox taken by Perellini, the Terminator, and the captain Chris Joint. Strong running again. Oh, the Tommy Martin with the Cumberland fling. Saints are up for it, the rampant. They lead by 10. And in my impartial opinion, they haven't had the rub of the green off the referee in the offside department from the opposition. Aitchison takes it well. He's coped well in the first 25 minutes. Chris Smith Another driving run from this Yorkshireman. Well, dearie me, come on. Sculthorpe. Costley is playing in the game. Costley is forward. Paul Davidson. Cunningham again, 2-try hero so far. Bobbing, weaving, looking for support. Davidson's there, out to Long. Long offers the ball now with his blistering pace. Sees the gap and Long's away. Sullivan's on the inside. It must be all the way. The Welshman, oh, good cover by Bradford. But Sullivan's still going. Can he get up? Is his momentum took him over? Yes. No, that's a try, Mr. Cummins. It is momentum, the momentum rule. Super try by Sullivan, created by Sean Long, and finally finished off by Sullivan. He was involved in that try 2 or 3 times. Must be a try, that. It's gone to the video referee. Well, that was momentum, no double movement. Stuart Cummins, he says yes. He knows it's a try. Stuart Spruce was there at the back of him, and Spruce knows it's a try as well. Bradford well and truly stuffed. Our cameraman David said, yes, he's right. He was on the spot, he was there, he saw it. But yet, they've had a fair bit of clog, these refs, over the months. Obviously for making a cock up of the decision. But there was no wrong with that. It was right there in front of him. No double movement. He's got to make a decision. And he's the top whistler, this fella. There's no danger about that. We're still waiting for the decision, so the referee, the video ref, is having a good look at it. But that was a try all the way to the Welsh flyer. Super try, took it up the wing here, took it inside, looked as though Sean Long broke through. It was going to Anthony Sullivan, looks as though it was all the way. Well, great cover defence. But then he just kept going, and kept going, and kept going, and he scored. Well, I say he has anyway. We're still looking. Obviously the video ref's not happy. Director of referees Jeff Berry, he's here, he's always with the televised game. And now a bit of the old slow hand clapping. This will add minutes onto the game, won't it? We've got about 3 minutes now stoppage while the video ref's still consulting. There was no double movement there, dearie me. Super driving run by Sullivan. He's definitely got the bit between his teeth. But we're still waiting. James Lowe's there in your picture. Great campaigner for the Bulls. Just having his nose pushed out today. Well, it doesn't look very favourable. Oh, it is. He's giving it. And why not, indeed? I could have told him that. If they'd come to me straight away, we'd have had no problem. Sullivan with the try. So we'll just run through that again. Obviously it came down deep into Saints half. Sean Long took the ball, run it across, saw the gap. Well, he's not giving a thought, he'd pointed to it. He's given the penalty, dearie me. I thought he'd actually pointed to the spot. Well, there you go. You win some, you lose some. (18-8) the score. Exciting rugby. Spruce onto Vicora, strong man into space. Sullivan clattered him, good style. Now the Bulls move it over to infield and then bring it back over to the wing. Sullivan again. Newlever completed the tackle. Laws wants a quick play the ball. It was Deacon that was brought down. The Bulls again move it left. Well, he's dropped the ball. He threw it away there, that man. McNamara just threw it away. Head and feet to the Saints. Super tackling though. Great cover defence. Well, we look forward to having a look at the replay of that again. That Sullivan, obviously it wasn't given, not make any difference, will it? I know we can be very critical. We can go through and we can watch the game again and say, well, it was or it wasn't. I mean, we've seen the video ref even make hashes of whether it was clearly a try. But Chris Smith, oh, he's not the biggest of stature of players, but my word, he gets through some graft. There's going to be some bruised and battered bodies here this evening, isn't there? Holding down at the play of the ball, the captain Chris Joyce says thank you very much. And not before time either, Mr. Cummins. Just while we have a quick break, give a mention to Bill Bates Senior. Bill Bates, who works with the academy. His dad, he's not been in the best of health lately. Best wishes to him, Bill Bates Senior. He's in need of some surgery, needs a new hip. Finds it a bit difficult to get to the match. He'll be watching this on Sky tonight, and I'm sure it'll be doing him the world of good, won't it? Anyway, best wishes, Bill Bates Senior, from your son Bill, and all here at Micron. On with the game. The Davidson looking for support, gets it away to Cunningham, to Perolini, Saints are stuck flat-footed, now it's with Joint. 25 metres out, Bradford all offside, dearie me. Come on, Mr. Cummins, play the white man. Long, trying to thread his way through. Knox brings him to earth. Cunningham at dummy half. Last one of the sequence, Martin puts it in the air, the chase is on. Pressure kick again. Damien Smith takes Scales out, I think. I think Bradford will have a penalty. Yes, he's given a penalty for Damien Smith taking Scales out in the air. It's end-to-end stuff, isn't it? There must be about half an hour gone. We've had quite a bit of stoppage time for the video ref. And Bradford will have the penalty there. They gain about 15 metres downfield. Player restart, Laws on the 20-metre line. Brian McDermott introduced. Well, it looks as though he lost the ball there in his effort to play it. Oh, good driving run there from Deacon. Ducked under a couple. Laws at dummy half. A little bit of a mix-up there at dummy half. So Matthew Elliott used 3 of his subs already. Only Kevin Crothers to come on. Bradley on the far side, clattered by Damien Smith, and Bradley cabbages a couple of metres, as the old pro does. Robbie Paul, he was looking for support, the last tackle of the sequence. Saints with an injured player down there. Tommy Martin got a crack. That's right up in the air, and in on the falling touch, so the ball will be brought back, and the turnover. James Laws, that one that put the high ball, and it went directly into touch. There's going to be a tester. McDermott marking up, Cunningham plays it. And it looks as though Saints have made a substitution, and from the boos, I would imagine, Brett Goldspink has come on. Because Goldspink getting a bit of stick off the Partisan Homesters. And Newlove again, driving run, feeds the ball inside, Saints are lining up, Sculthorpe, oh, he takes the tackle there, Spruce round the top. Long, within 8 metres, Spruce again, and Spruce forced back, Saints are spreading it. Perolini off, I think, it said. Chris Smith unloads it, Saints keep it going. Aitchison looking for support. Aitchison 8 metres short. Saints play it quickly. Cunningham looking to get another. Oh, dearie me. The ball's still loose. McNamara comes up with it. I think the referee might put a scrum down for a knock-on. It looks as though Saints player got a fingertips to it. Yes, he has done. Scrum down, head and feed on the 10-metre line. Head and feed to Bradford. Unlucky there, Saints forcing the issue. Cunningham grubbed it through, then was tackled, and then he had another perhaps chance, but he couldn't get anywhere because he was being held. Then it was knocked forward. Anyway, there we go. Bradford have the possession. They're just on the 20-metre line. 18-8 the score, with about 33 minutes of the game gone. Good driving run by the Bulls. Shaw, I think that is, with possession. No, it's not. It's Stuart. Or is it Stuart Fielding? But the Bulls kick it downfield and Aitchison does the right thing, knocks it dead. A lot of pressure on him there, and he didn't want to make a mess of it. And Paul Anderson there just looks as though it's Paul Anderson coming on the pitch. Sean Long going to drop out from between the sticks. Yes, Anderson for Martin. We saw Martin take a knock earlier on. Influential playmaker, Tommy Martin. But it's the Bulls that have the possession and the pressing. Fielding just short, Lowe's at dummy half, he spreads it left. Deacon looking for the runners, Deacon takes it crossfield and Damien Smith bangs him to earth. Once again the Bradford Bulls, as Lowe's takes it blindside, he grubbers it through. Aitchison knocks on in the in-goal area. Awkward ball. First mistake he's made in this first half. 5 minutes left of it. Or maybe just a bit longer. We've had a few stoppages for the video ref's decision. So once again, Sean Long, when we get a football anyway, will drop out from between the sticks. It's end-to-end stuff, you don't blink. There's plenty of action. 18-8 to score. And Sean Long once again drops out. They'll give the Bulls pressure. McDermott fields it. Playing her own a bonus point. And Laws moves it left. Strong running from Scales. Sculthorpe and Davidson clatter him. Saints want to keep the defensive mode in operation as the Bulls are pressing. Robbie Paul, 25 metres out. McNamara. Anderson and Long complete the tackle. Blindside ploy. Bradford spill it. Finally Rihanna kicks it dead, but Bradford had knocked on. Good pressure by the Saints, and Bradford will be disappointed. ...20-metre tap restart. Let's see if the Saints can produce one of those long-range jobs again. Chris Joint, Saints captain. Saints move it right. ...40 metres out. From acting half-back, Damien Smith. Goldspink again, brought down on the halfway line. Cunningham. Saints put the kick downfield, by corner, have to turn. Gets it comfortably. Saints cover defence coming across. Chris Joint, the first man there. Well, the referee's blown up. What's he blown up for? High tackle? Well, there was nothing in it, dearie me. Chris Joint, one of the cleanest players in the game. May have tackled him on the ball carrying arm and it's gone up, but there was nothing in that at all. Relieving pressure kick there from McNamara. 1 minute of stoppage time played. I don't stop my watch for the video ref and what have you, but we'll just see how much time has been stopped for video ref interventions. Laws at dummy half, Bradford with possession, McDermott. The Bulls pressing again, trailing 18 points to 8. 3 tries, 3 goals to the Saints. A try and a conversion and a penalty award to the Bulls, and Bradley and Sculthorpe just exchanging pleasantries there. We know what Graham Bradley's like, don't we? As Lowe sampers away. It's all about psyching out the opposition. But Bradford here, an ideal chance. Overlap here. By corners in. Sullivan had come in field. And the gap was there. And the referee, Stuart Cummins, points to the spot. By corner in for his second try. But it started with a penalty. If it had been hadn't been held, if it had been held up over, not touched down, it would have been a scrum, head and feet to the Saints. So it must have been adjudged as a double movement. But it looked all right to us. And your cameraman's a pie eater, and he said it was all right. So you can't beat that, can you? As McNamara to the right of the sticks, the score remains 18 points to 12. And approaching 4 minutes of stoppage time played. So McNamara to restart from the centre spot. So both sets of spectators getting behind the charges. Come on you Bulls, come on you Saints. Julian O'Neill takes the first tackle from this set of 6, and Chris Smith Calland in with McNamara. Strong running by the Saints, and there again Saints looking to release the ball. Well, the man's held. Goldspink bursting through. As I said last week, it's annoying when you get the calibre of a player of Goldspink that's doing the business now, just coming to, and unfortunately he's going. Got to take care of yourself in this life. Newlove looking for support. Well, the referee's blown again. What's he giving? That's the turnover, the 6th tackle, the power play. Obviously getting deeply engrossed in the game, as we usually do. Scales, oh well, Scales was clattered there by Anderson, wasn't he? As the hooter goes. Yeah, 5 minutes of stoppage time played. But what a pulsating game here at Nosey Road. The half-time score, Saints 18, Bradford 12. Cunningham scored about a minute and a half gone. Good driving attack. Bradford had made a couple of cock-ups, and then Apollo Perolini stood, as I said, like a colossus in front of the sticks. Cunningham came onto it. Touchdown for the 4-pointer. Long goaled it. McNamara pulled 2 points back. 6 minutes later, 6-2. Then Cunningham in again, backing up from the live wire hooker. Long converted it, 12-2. A try by corner in the 15th minute. McNamara goaled that. And then Martin with a perler of a try after the Saints had come 90 metres upfield. Long goaled it. And then 3 minutes before the interval, by corner over for a try after some lovely work by Bradford as they pressed downfield. A big cut-out ball over to the right. By corner in for the try, went unconverted. Half-time here at Nosey Road. Saints 18, Bradford 12. Right, I've got a birthday mention. A young lady that's here tonight in the crowd, and I bet her heart's pumping as well. Laura Godsmark, 10 years old today. She's the granddaughter of Brian Collins, the Saints stat man. Her favourite player is Apollo Perolini. He's got a crack. He's been playing with an injury as of late, and he's been substituted by Brett Goldspink. But I'm sure Apollo will be back. So Laura Godsmark, 10 years old today. Best wishes from your mum and all the family, and all here at Micron Video. So Laura Godsmark, 10 years old today. Sorry Laura, 10 years old today. Many happy returns. Right, we get underway. Saints still with only one win in Super League against the Bradford Bulls, and that was the 26-20 home game here at Nosey Road in 1996. Then when we beat them at Wembley in 96, they stuffed us at Oddsall, 50 points to 22. We beat them, they beat us here at Nosey Road 38-20 last year, and then they stuffed us again at Oddsall 38-18 after we'd beat them again at Wembley. You can't whack it, can you? But earlier on in this season, 18-4, Saints went down at Oddsall. The scoreline didn't reflect the game really. Played in torrential rain. But at least it's a pleasant evening here this evening. We get underway. I'm sure both sides... Oh, that's a high one. McDermott on goal spin, wasn't it? I'm sure both coaches will have been pleased with their team's endeavours in the first half. And they know that the areas where they've got to tighten up for the second 40. A good break there by Long. Sullivan pulls it in. Just losing his footing, and Callan wraps him up. Newlove a dummy half. Saints put the ball to touch. From an acute angle. A scrum to be formed on the 10-metre line, 20 metres in. With Bradford having the head and feed. Referee Cummins, as you can see there, is linked up radio with the video ref and also the touch judges here. Now a new innovation by the Rugby Football League to try and get error-free football. I don't think there'll ever be such a thing as error-free football, but they're going to try to get it to the nth degree. Anderson and Sculthorpe in with the tackle on Vicona. Solid tackling again by the Saints. The Bulls will be rampant. They'll want the 2 point just as much as the Saints do. Great tackling there. McNamara, I think it is. Well, the ball's lost. And Chris Smith comes up with it. The ball was lost. Smith for it. Oh, dearie me. The referee's blown up. The ball had been lost, man. The touch judge on this side, he should tell you. Well, he's going to tell you now. I thought we was linked by radio. He's given a penalty to the Bulls for reaping out. Dearie me. As somebody once said, can't speak. A restart. The halfway line from the Bulls. Fielden was driving it up. Lowe's attacked in half. Deacon, drop-off ball. Sonny Nickel, Bernard Dwyer out for the Bulls. Danny Peacock. As Paul Deacon comes up, slips it to McDermott. McDermott is 5 metres short. Aitchison at the last tackle there with the joint as well. Or the last line of defence, I should say. Robbie Paul. Bradford moving to the right. Spruce linking up. Callan taken down. The Bradford spectators get behind the charges. They move it over to the left. Forshaw, short ball there to Bradley. Bradley's in. Good work by the Bulls. There are spectators in the Eddington, and the Bulls are playing up to the Eddington end in this second half. 3 minutes gone, and the Penguin, Graham Bradley, the captain, reduces the deficit, and this McNamara conversion, if he's successful, and I've no reason to believe he won't be, I'll put the game on level terms. McNamara composing himself. Missed the conversion to the Vicona try just before half-time. But they had a penalty goal in the 7th minute, and McNamara slots it plumb. That's dead centre. 18 points apiece, and what a game we have now. Saints surrendering a 10-point gap. A 10-point cushion, 18 points to 8 after 22 minutes. Now it's 18 points apiece. And the Saints faithful and the popular side choir try to lift the charges. Oh, when the Saints come marching in and nobody tries harder. Well, Bradford penalised for offside and not before time either. And McNamara complaining. Well, come on, Mr. Cummins. If he's mouthing off, get him back another 10 metres. McNamara mouthing there. Chris Smith, he's been all over the field. He relieves the pressure, as Anthony Sullivan does, off the forwards. Oh, once again, Goldspink driving the ball up. McDermott met him. Saints in Bradford territory. All tied, 18 apiece. Once again, Bradford penalised. And somebody spoke now to turn this time. Yes, Malvin. It was Forshaw that committed the initial sin. Long plays it. Tries to work a flank around the water carrier there, but it's Chris Joint, the captain, within 10 metres of the line. Aitchison at dummy half, and Aitchison scampering away. Support there from Chris Smith. Who else? Chris Smith runs into trouble. Bradley has him round the top. Well, he's ripped it out right in front of the referee. And Temper's getting frayed, and it's Bradley again. Dear me. On to Chris Smith. He ripped it out of Chris Smith's hands there, right in front of the ref. And Stan Wall, Saints kit man there in your picture, on with the refreshment and the tea. That's not the tea you drink, it's the tea to mount the ball on for Sean Long to pop this two-pointer over. Forshaw committed an indiscretion. Somebody said something out of turn. It wouldn't be surprised me if it wasn't Bradley. He got took back 10 metres. Chris Smith went on a diving run, had the ball ripped out of his hands by Bradley, and then he started having a go, was duly penalised, and Sean Long, left foot, right in front of the sticks. Saints regained the lead by 2. Saints 20, Bradford Bulls 18. 7 minutes gone. Bradford with the possession. Spruce scoops it back. Scales, the man that was taken down, and Robbie Paul. Not seen a great deal of him this evening. He plays it quickly. I suppose playing the ball quickly is the order of the day. Try to catch the opposition off guard. Once again, McDermott for the Bulls. Drives it up just short of halfway. Over to the left, the Bulls, a little chip kick through. Saints look as though they were stretched, but it's that man again, Chris Smith. Been a good signing for the Saints, as Smith. And here comes the opposite wingman, Anthony Sullivan. Certainly unlucky to be denied one, and once again, a little bit of mauling at the play of the ball. Is Sullivan going to be penalised? He is. Looks as though it was Robbie Paul that was doing a bit of mauling. And Sullivan made a dive at him, and McNamara going to be asked to put the Bulls back on level terms. As I said, the last time these sides met at Doddsall, a terrible evening. 10th of May it was. Should have been a bit of summer, but 10-4 Bradford led at half-time. 18-4 the full-time score. Sean Long with a try, and tries for Bradford from Laws, Vicona and McDermott. 3 McNamara goals. And as I said before, Matthew Elliott under a bit of pressure. You think Elliott's under pressure? I mean, what about our own coach, Sean McRae? Super League champions, inaugural 1996, Wembley winners 1996, 1997 Wembley winners, 3rd in the league in 97, 4th so far this season. And his contract is not going to be renewed. Matthew Elliott, he was a rookie coach as well, as Sean McRae was in 96. As McNamara pops it between the uprights, scores all level, 20 points apiece, nip and tuck. As I say, Matthew Elliott, rookie coach, 1997 Super League champions, beaten at Wembley by the Saints. They're in 5th position so far in the league this season, and his job's on the line as well. Saints have the possession. O'Neill running the ball up. Cunningham at dummy half. Crossfield run. Chris Smith again. Well, finally Bradford are penalised. Is somebody going to the sin bin? The sun bin either. Graham Bradley, the captain, going to be brought out and spoken to, as probably Chris Joint will be, and they'll just be told that any more jiggery-pokery, and I'm afraid somebody's going to go to the sin bin. I want a clean break. You can always say to Graham, I want a nice clean fight, break when I tell you. But Saints have the penalty. They find touch just short of the halfway line. 20 points apiece, and we've had 11 minutes gone of the second half. Long, Sculthorpe, Aitchison linking up. Drop-off ball to Damien Smith. Forshaw, and you can hear the linesman on that saying roll away, but it's Chris Smith again. Scampers through. Half a break in this lad, my word. Well, he wants to get up. He's being mauled at by the James Lowes at the play of the ball. Long stretches it out. Davidson coming onto a short ball. He's well clattered. The defence is paramount. Chris Joint. Good hand off there by Joint. Forced the man back, but the ball's come loose. And the Bulls have it. Fielden comes up with it. Cunningham completes the tackle. Now it's with Spruce. Ex-Widnes full-back. Regarded as one of the best full-backs in the business. The Bulls have the possession. The scores are all level. Top of the table clash. Well, it's 4th and 5th, but it's certainly in for the position in the top 5. Tries for a knock on there. Well, Kevin Crowthers is on there. I think he's been on for quite a while, actually. He was the man earlier on that I just couldn't pick out who had completed a tackle. But it's a scrum down, should be head and feet to the Saints, I think. Long to feed it. Saints move it to right, then take it back centre. Damien Smith comes in, Sculthorpe attacked in half. Davidson clattered for his trouble by Forshaw. Good second row, Forshaw, ex-Wigan player, ex-Wigan Leeds. Not the biggest in stature, but my word, just has that uncanny knack of getting through the defence. Goldspink, Cunningham, Anderson. Nothing fancy, but Saints are spreading it. Trying to get a hole in this Bradford defence. John Long. Once again, looking for that gap. Finally taken down. Saints are bunched. It's a crossfield kick. Well, somebody taken out there. Yes, the penalty to the Saints. Oh dear me, nearly. Saints player taken out over here, but the referee is not having none. 20-metre tap restart. Surely that wasn't diffused in the in-goal area. I didn't think it had got near there. Stuart Fielden plays it quickly. James Lowes from acting half. Deacon along the line. McNamara, strong running. Forshaw, I think that is. Oh no, it's Crowthers, beg your pardon. Stuart Spruce. Saints have got to get in and make the tackles count. Push time. Can't be pouncing about. Got to get the men down. Knox, lovely ball. Well, he's giving it forward. It didn't look all that bad from our angle, but we'll bow to the referee's superior knowledge on this occasion. From our angle, it looked a 50-50 ball. I mean, it didn't look anything in it, but it was well positioned. But a good run by the Bradford Bulls. They put pressure on the Saints. Moved it up there. And Sean Long to feed. And once again, Saints looking for that half gap. And well clattered. Newlove. Certainly Bradford have tightened up on Newlove and Sullivan more than they did in the first half. Chris Joint. Fielden and Knox bring him to earth. Goldspink again, strong run, looking to unload. Aitchison was backing him up. Good club tackle by the Bulls. Long again, feeds Davidson. Well, the ball was lost, it was pulled out. Davidson saying it was pulled out. And I tell you, they've given a knock on. No, he's not. Yes, he has. He's given a knock on with a Bradford feed. Davidson obviously not happy with that, and the touch judge influential in the decision to referee Cummins. Interference at the play of the ball. Saints maybe just losing a little bit of composure. 20 points apiece the score. 16 minutes of the second half gone. Can't afford to give penalties away. Obviously it's not in a kickable position, but it's going to give Bradford further yardage. Stick to the basics, get down there. Points are crucial, as at least 6th and 7th place teams have been beaten over the weekend. But Saints want to move up the ladder just as Bradford want to move up the ladder. Strong running by the Bulls. They're within 20 metres of the Saints line. They're looking to take the lead. Laws feeds it back. Strong run in there. Paul Laws has to be wrapped up. Perellini back on. I'm sure that'll please Brian Collins' granddaughter Laura Godsmark, Perellini favourite. The 1 point drop goal there. Bradford take the lead for the first time. 21 points to 20. McNamara, I think it is, with the drop goal. 17 minutes gone. Saints 20, Bradford 21. The first time the Bulls have been in the lead after 58 minutes. So it's McNamara to restart, puts it deep. Perellini, the Terminator, runs right at Forshaw, skittles him, knocks him back. Cunningham. And Bradford once again encroaching, offside, and referee Cummins is not pegging them back. He didn't in the first half. The Saints faithful get behind them as Cunningham slips it to Long. Long feeds it inside to Davidson, back to Chris Smith. Let's see what the flying wingman can do. Pushes 2 off, pushes 3, unloads it to Long. Long breaks out of the tackle. Saints are certainly up for it. It's one hell of a game, this, isn't it? Sculthorpe puts it out wide. Chris Joint. Knox takes him along with Crowthers. Saints put the ball high. It's on the last tackle. Oh, it's Aitchison in for the try. Diamond, that's a try. Come on. It was John Scales that knocked it forward. The kick was put up high. Scales came for it. He couldn't take it. He knocked it forward. It went right into the arms of Aitchison, who was following it up. And that's a try, Mr. Cummins. John McRae there, just in the picture. We've already had one disallowed by Sullivan, and that looked a perfectly good one. Here's the decision. Try. Aitchison with the 4-pointer. Saints retake the lead. 24 points to 21. Long will convert this. As I said before, just about my heavy that. 26 points to 21 when Sean Long pops this over. And I'm sure if the Saints get back down there at that end, if they can't get over the whitewash for a 4-pointer, they'll be going for the 1-pointer to make sure there's a 6-point gap. When he converts this, there'll only be 5. But Sean Long strikes it well. Saints 26, Bradford Bulls 21. Five goals to Sean Long, 4 tries to the Saints, 2 courtesy of Cunningham, 1 for Tommy Martin, 1 for Paul Aitchison, courtesy of the video ref, 1 disallowed by Anthony Sullivan. And Saints with a kick off there, and McDermott took it, and Chris Smith clattered him, and Chris Smith in again. The ball knocked out in the tackle and it went back. And Saints there, well, there's nothing wrong with that, man. What's up with you? Pedalini was getting off him. Oh, dear me, holding down. Behave yourself. Sometimes the refs move in too quick, and other times they're an age, aren't they? McDermott again, and Davidson meets Sculthorpe there again. 26 points to 21, 18 minutes of this pulsating clash. Well worth the admission money. Super League round 17, Super League 3 round 17. Saints versus the Bulls. Saints in 4th, and they need to win to stop in 4th. Bradley slips it away. Lovely handling there, Stuart Fielden takes the last pass, and a great tackle there. Bradford keep it going. Forshaw with the possession, he unloads it to the left. The Bulls with Vicona looking for a hat-trick. He's held short. Aitchison and Sullivan wrap him up. The Bulls are pressing the 5 metres from the Saints line. The ball coming back, it's going to be a cross-field kick. Chris Smith and Damien Smith to cover it. Well, who did that touch? It's back to Aitchison, it's all on. The referee's happy with it, and Aitchison did well there under severe pressure. Sean Long looking to clear the line. The Bulls moving up again. Testing kick that over to the Smiths. Goldspink driving it down. There'll be plenty of tight bums on the seats round this arena. There'll be nobody leaving it yet. 26 points to 21. Well, is that going to bounce in the field of play? It is. Is it still in the field of play? It's still loose. Chris Smith has it. The referee saying it was knocked forward. But who did the first knock on? Saints. That's what he's saying. Well, I'd like to see that one again on a rerun. It'll not make any difference to referee Cummins' decision. He still penalised the Saints. And, I reckon he's penalised the Saints, but he's saying that Bradford, the Saints had knocked on. Bradford have the head and feed. And they have the possession for this set of 6. Laws brings it left. Back to Laws. He puts it out left to Bradley. Bradley to Scales. Big lad this Scales. Davidson wraps him up. The Bulls are pressing. McDermott. 20 metres short. Bradford in possession. Laws takes it up centre, gives it to Robbie Paul. Joint clatters him. Laws attacked in half. Bradford move it over to the right. Deacon looking for the runner. Crowthers is the runner. Last one of the sequence. It's for the Bulls. McNamara puts it crossfield. Oh, he's offside. Bradley there. No way he could have been onside. Chris Smith says offside, sir. How does he get there? I can run faster than him. But he's given a drop out from between the sticks. No way that Bradley was onside there. Saints drop out, 15 minutes left of the game, plus maybe a couple of minutes for the video ref. Spruce, Joint there, he's been in everything, he's tackled anything above grass as Joint. But what a game, Saints with a slender lead, 26 points to 21. Paul banged to the earth, Perolini the man. Was it Paul? It was Perolini that was doing the tackling. The Bulls are pressing. The Saints defence going to be tested once again. There's a Robbie Paul. Twists and turns and Newlook's clatters him there. Bounces him to the earth. Inside ball, the Bulls are pressing. Fielden. Last one of the sequence. Laws, speculator. It's going to come across again. Short ball this time. Aitchison touches down. Well played, Aitchison. Well, he's going to the big screen again. That's never a Bradford touchdown. Aitchison had forced that ball down clearly. Referee Cummins didn't believe me last time. I don't suppose he believed me this time. But 27 minutes of the game gone. This should be a quick decision, I would imagine. 27 minutes of the second half. A lovely angle kick there on the sixth tackle. I think it was McNamara that put that one in, and Aitchison had to scamper across field as the Bradford cover, the attack came across, and Aitchison forced that ball dead, and then it went dead. No Bradford hand on it. Maybe the referee might have thought that it had come off a Bradford hand, but surely that would have been a try if it was, and maybe that's what he's looking for. But we're still waiting. He's looking at the screen, everybody's looking at the screen. Not much emotion from the terraces. But a drop out there, that's what fooled me before. The referee looked as though he pointed to the spot. Certainly looks as though he pointed to the spot again, but obviously it was touched down by Aitchison, and Saints drop out from between the sticks. The referee blows up. Bradford have the penalty. Referee Cummins saying the ball was reaped out. He's not winning many friends in the Saints spectators. He'll not be bothered. They'll get a bit of stick after, no doubt. They're used to it. They thrive on it. Deacon, well, that's forced back. Saints pick it up. Is the referee blown up? Dearie me, he's blown up again as Saints come away with it. Sculthorpe. But they're all going to have to come back all that way. It looked as though the ball was knocked down by a Bradford hand. I think the referee's saying, well, dearie me, he's giving a scrum down with a Saints feed. How does he do that? How doesn't he not play the advantage? He's explaining now, but I just can't understand the man's reasoning. The ball was knocked forward by a Bradford hand. It looked as though it was knocked forward by a Bradford hand. Saints played on. Sculthorpe was on his way. He'd run down the wing and go around down the field 50 metres. The referee, it did blow up straight away, fair enough. He brings him back, and then he packs the scrum down with the Saints head and feed. Stone me. I'm doing some blood pressure tablets in here. 29 minutes gone on my watch, possibly about 2 or 3 minutes for stoppages. Long to feed. Saints with a 5 points advantage. Well, Bradford had broken free and the ball was still in the back of the pack. Now we penalised them for offside. Saints restart. And certainly Bradford encroaching a little on the... well, I don't blame them, because Saints would do it. You do it till you get pegged. Perolini plays it. Cunningham. Goldspink. Goldspink again. The big Bozzy drives forward. And Goldspink goes again. And Bradley comes in, and Bradley throws a right in just for good measure. And then puts a knee in. He's competitive, you can say that. Stone me. 30 metres out. Saints with 5 points lead. They've got the possession. Sean Long looking to wind his way through. A try and a goal wouldn't go amiss for the Saints here. Saints put it tight on the last tackle. Pressure for Bradford. Chris Smith knocks it back. Saints keep it alive. Well, the ball's loose now. The ball was thrown away. That was on the sixth tackle. That was unfortunate. Chris Smith knocked it back. Saints just couldn't release it. Superb tackling by the Bulls there. They contained the Saints. And now Bradford, 25 metres from their own line, with the ball in the hands. Saints defence that has worked tirelessly throughout. Paul attacked in half. Fielden with the run just short of the halfway line. The Saints faithful get behind them now. Once again they chant as McDermott tries to unload. Goldsmith clatters him. Lows at dummy half. Puts a speculator to the left. McNamara now it's with Bradley. Bradley goes without it. Damien Smith picks it up. What's the referee going to do this time? Well, he said a knock on both ways. It's going to be head and feet to Saints. Can't be any other decision. Bradley knocked it forward first. He was put under pressure, and you've got to put him under pressure. Can he sustain the pressure? He should be able to do as the captain. As Sculthorpe comes away with it. McNamara brings his run to a halt. Joint, tackle like a demon, led from the front. Blindside again, Newlove, the big man. Seen very little of him in this second half, only because Bradford have kept him out of the action. Cunningham, he's looking for a hat-trick. He's 20 metres short. Once again the Saints put it cross-field. Strong running, Sculthorpe. Last one of the sequence. Will the Saints go for the drop? Sean Long, yes. And why not indeed? That's the one-pointer. That gives the Saints a 6-point cushion. Long with the drop goal. That's what I was saying before. If we get down and we can't get over the whitewash, let's opt for the one-pointer. A try and a goal only puts Bradford Bulls back on level terms, and we're talking 10 minutes of the game left to play. Second drop goal of the season, Sean Long. He gets us underway, puts it deep downfield. Pressure on the Bulls, Spruce to come away with it. And there again, first man in, Chris Joint. Joint again, oh great break, Forshaw. Well wrapped up by Aitchison, rolls off the man. Vicona takes up the running. Good running by the Bradford Bulls, that is. 50, 60 metres upfield they've come from that kick-off. Laws, he moves it out. Crothers, I think that is. Crowthers. Well, that was knocked down by Newlove. Going to be a knock-on. As Donegal completes the tackle, it's going to be a knock-on. And a scrum down with the Bradford head and feed. But good work by Paul Newlove. Just knocking it down in the tackle. Deacon from the base of the scrum. Robbie Paul feeds it inside. Good run by the Penguin. Bradley, the captain. Lovely plan move that. Oh, there's a gap over here. Saints have got to tidy it up. Crowthers there, just held short. 5 metres short. The defence going to be tested. Laws looking for the movement there. Bradford keep it going. It's over here to the left. Spruce. Saints got to roll away. Quick play, the ball needed. McNamara puts a speculator over to the right. Donegal. Bradford forced back and just give him that little bit of movement. Laws tries to chip it through. It's hit a Saints foot, and Long gathers it. James Laws just pats his ear for him as he gets up. Sullivan. We could do with a special one from the flying Welsh wingman, the vice captain here, couldn't we? 8 minutes left of the game. Anderson runs the ball up. Cunningham from dummy half. Breaks off one. Feeds it to Perellini. The big Western Samoan drives it up again. Yes, Chris Joynt, man of the match, and rightly so. He's tackled like a demon, he's led from the front. That's man of the match for the Saints sponsors here at Nosey Road. And Bradley there, is he going to get 10 minutes in the sin bin? Well, the referee warned him before. And a chance now for the Saints, an ideal platform now. A set of 6, 30 metres from the Bulls line. A try and a goal will sink the Oddsall men. Perellini leads it up. Cunningham. Long. Goal spink. Oh, great tackling by the Bulls. As Saints get forward motion. Long. In and out. Oh, that's the game breaker. That's the winner. Sean Long, he has a big beam on his face. And from 20 metres out, Long takes the ball, weaves in and out, and that's the game for the Saints. No danger about that. The Saints crowd erupt, and rightly so. Sean Long bobbed and weaved, a big gap opened. He went over for his 11th try of the season, and that's the game breaker. That's good night and curtains for the Bulls. 2 valuable points for the Saints. The Saints now, they start chanting when the Saints come marching in. This is a 12-point cushion. When Long pops this one over, 31 points to 21 now. It's going to be 33. Right in front of the sticks. There he goes, composes himself, eating the clock away, that's it. .33 points to 21 in favour of the Saints. But it's been a tightly contested game, hasn't it? There's no danger about that. You can't... you've certainly had your money's worth this evening. It's been a seesaw game, but the Bulls only taking the lead for the first time in the 57th minute when McNamara dropped a goal. They took the lead very shortly at 21-20. But sheer grit, oh, hasta la vista, you've been terminated as Perellini comes through and clatters his man. The Bulls now, as McDermott drives it up. 4 minutes to the final hooter. Taken again, oh, Perellini. Why, oh my, and the man's not fully fit, I can tell you that. Crowthers up the right flank. Sullivan bounces him to the earth. Robbie Paul attacked in half. The Bulls still fighting to the end. A little chip kick through there. Hacked on again. Well, where's the ball gone? Bradford still in possession. They tried to unload it. I thought the ball had been hacked forward. It obviously hit a Saints player. The ball played the man didn't play the ball. Damien Smith, he's lost it. Has Spruce knocked on? What's the referee going to give? Well, he's happy with it. He's happy with it. Spruce over for the try. That brings the Bulls back. It certainly looked well. Damien Smith fluffed it. It was a high ball. It was on the 6th tackle. It was a lovely ball. It went to Damien Smith. He couldn't take it. He knocked it forward, and Stuart Spruce came up with it, picked it up. It certainly looked a little bit suspect as he went to pick it up, but referee Cummins was quite happy with it. 33 points to 25, and McNamara with the conversion. With about 3 minutes to play, McNamara, yes, that's a good goal. That looked inside the right hand upright from our angle. But the touch judges wave it away. Well, that's the ball game for the Saints. If Bradford had got that conversion, there was only 6 points separating the sides, and obviously a converted try would have put Bradford on level points. Once again, Saints can't take it. The ball knocked forward. With about 2 minutes remaining. 8 points separate the sides. 33-25 Forshaw, forcing it out to the right. Robbie Paul, well clattered by Newlove and Joint. Lowes attacked in half. Bradford is still driving. McDermott. Cummins holds him back. Lowes to Paul. Paul trying to dive in at short range. Aitchison, Perellini and Long are there to meet him. McNamara. The ball coming crossfield. Deacon puts it to this corner. Bradley's in. The ball's loose. Oh, Chris Smith has it. Great work by Smith. Bradford are penalised for offside. Well, there wasn't a lot in that there. He didn't penalise Bradley before, and there was no way that he could have got up there. But pressure relieved for the Saints. The 2 points are in the bag. We're just awaiting the final hooter. Maybe this is the last kick of the game, the last play of the game. There's the final hooter. John Long and Kieran Cunningham embrace, but it was that bit of Long magic there. Well, we've still got to play. The hooter's gone, but we've got to play the penalty. The next tackle, that'll be it. There we go. The final score here, 33 points to 25 in a pulsating game. The Saints defeat the Bulls. It was 18-12 at half-time. The Bulls got the best possible start. Bradley in for the try in the 3rd minute of the 2nd half. McNamara goaled it. That levelled the scores up at 18 points apiece. We had a Long penalty goal and McNamara a penalty goal, which brought it back up at 20 points apiece. A McNamara drop goal in the 17th minute, which made the Bulls take the lead for the first time in the game at 21-20. And then Aitchison went in for the try after Scales had fluffed the ball. Long converted it, 26 points to 21, and Saints were on the way. They had a Long with the drop goal after some sustained pressure, which put Saints within 6 points. Obviously Bradford, with a converted try, could only draw, but then that Long try in the 34th minute, a superb try from the 20-metre line, took it out well, bobbed and weaved, went side through the defence. Long converted it right under the sticks, 33 points to 21, and then Spruce with a late try there just a couple of minutes before the final hooter, after Damien Smith couldn't hold on to it. But what a game here we've had at Nosey Road. Certainly a 4-pointer, but it's Saints that retain the 4th position. 2 valuable league points. Final score from Nosey Road, Saints 33, Bradford 25. You've been with Micron. Join us next week.